Hey there, it's Derek from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan. This is a Nissan Stagea Autech Axis. And so what this is a lifted suspension version of the Stagea, which is a pretty popular station wagon from Nissan. Lifted suspension, four-wheel drive, and comes with a really cool turbocharged V6 2.5 liter version of the VQ engine. Now this vehicle was bought from auction here in Japan for export to the UK. And I think this is the first time we've had an Autech Axis on the channel. So for me, it's kind of interesting to take a look at. Here you can see that raised up suspension from the standard, and also blistered out fenders as well. So this one has 84,000 kilometers. This is the post-purchase inspection video of it. VQ 25 DET engine is actually kind of a rare engine. Now a lot of the VQs are 3.5, like in the Fairlady and in the Skyline and lots of other cars too. The VQ eventually went to 3.7 liter. They can go anywhere from 2 liter up to 4 liter in different applications. But not very many of them are turbos, and the 2.5 turbo is quite interesting for me. Also, advanced front midship. And so the engine is pushed back to give you better weight distribution. Now I do wonder if this wasn't the original intention of the Fairlady, because as far back as I can remember with the V6 Fairladys, there were always turbocharged versions, the Z31, the Z32, and then when they went to the 33, they went to naturally aspirated one instead of a turbo. Could be that this engine was at one time the engine that was going to go into that car. Now the coolant and the oil have been checked, and they're both looking okay. Probably a good time to change them when it lands anyway. But there we have it. This is on the same chassis as the 350Z Fairlady, which is kind of interesting. It's like a station wagon Fairlady, to be honest, in the same way that the station wagon, the Stagea, used to be a station wagon Skyline. Okay, so let's go over the auction inspection sheet over here. This one, 2004 Stagea Axis. Now all of the Axis ones are made by Autech. Autech actually makes a really cool version of this. You can see Axis and Autech. Yeah, Autech is a tuning arm of Nissan, and sells the cars directly through the Nissan dealers. And then they made a version of the Stagea as well with 6-speed manual transmission and the 350Z's 280 horsepower engine. This engine is 280 horsepower, but the naturally aspirated one would give you, I guess, more torque and possibly more power if you really wanted to tune it. Anyways, 159 kilometers on here, aftermarket 17-inch wheels, and aftermarket Navi in this one. This is an auction grade 3.5. Exterior is D, but I thought they were pretty hard on it. It's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. Interior C. Automatic transmission, but you can shift yourself with shift yourself buttons, and it's an original black. It's a 5-seater. Leather seats in this one, cool beige leather seats. That makes the interior quite nice. ABS, airbag, power steering, power windows. Looking at the body here, if you're interested in knowing, then you can pause it here. There are quite a few marks. Nothing is really as bad as I thought it would be, and so that's good. Underside surface rust, seat has medium wear and dirty. Console scratch, door mirror scratch, and winter tires on it. Okay, so let's do a once around. The auction sheet says paint fade on the roof and the hood. And while it is a bit faded, I really don't think that it's anything that's going to need a repaint. Looks like probably just some glass coat, and you can shine that back up. The car as a whole is kind of like that. The scratches that are on there that say that they are A2 size or medium size, they look like you can probably get a lot of that out by polishing it. Do be careful though, the Nissan paint on a car like this probably isn't that thick after this many years, and so do be careful that you're not going to be burning through all of your clear coat when polishing. So the black with the black wheels I think is usually a good look. These wheels are cool design, but they're not in very good condition, so it might be time to change those wheels pretty soon. They look like somebody painted them with a paintbrush. Also the front end with the grille is also not very good. That grille has been wrapped. Actually, let me go up to show you. The grille's supposed to be all chrome like this, but I guess the chrome faded, as you can see this chrome has. And then they wrapped it with like some carbon fiber wrap stuff, and if you look closely, it's not done that well. I mean, it's not done that badly, but this is a weird shape to try to wrap anyway, instead of just go buy an aftermarket grill. Probably took that person like 3 hours to do that. Fade on this. I'm just going to turn the engine off because we're at low fuel. There. I'll just show the video instead of trying to speak. Apparently I can't. Okay, so the blistered fenders, you can see that piece comes out. And that's on the Axis version. Raised suspension and more aggressive wheels and tires to fit into there. It's not that much higher, maybe about an inch or so. And then I like how the headlights wrap around the front. I think it's a good look. I've always really liked the look of these. Okay, so in terms of damages, well, we got a dirty car. Sorry, that's all just mud on the car. We got a scratch that goes from like one here, and these two scratches go all the way up to here. Going down here, it's really not so bad. And the short back end was very flat, giving you the maximum amount of room inside. I think you get a little bit less room in this one than the previous ones, but this is about the generation where you would see changes to cars to make them safe, or at least a lot more safe than the previous generations. So here you can see that's at about 5'10", so you will hit your head if you're taller than that. But then pretty easy to load stuff in, and some of the coolest flip down seats available. It's a 60-40 split with a handle here, and you pull this handle and the seat will go down. Now you can't pull the handle and have the seat come back up, but it is kind of a cool option in case you're loading something into the back and you're like, oh no, I actually need a little bit more room. Instead of going into the side, going into the door, flipping it down, and then coming back, you can do it all in one pull with this one here for that side, and then this one here for the other side. Now this is looks like an official Nissan Stagea mat, or maybe it's aftermarket, I'm not sure. But underneath here has its own little handle here. You pull this, and that unlatches this. And if it weren't weighed down by this, it would pop up. But this gives you an extra storage, and there are air struts there to keep it up. And then underneath here, oh, that's actually really cool. That piece, the tonneau cover piece, stores away underneath there. I didn't know that. And then I guess you could take that out and attach it from here to there to have a storage cover so that you can put stuff in the back without people peeking at it. Okay. So going into the front section here, take that key out, so stop screaming at me. Same keys as the fair lady uses, or 350Z, if you're not from Japan. So power windows, that's pretty normal. The seats have seat heaters in them, and they're full electronic. That's quite nice. You can see they're perforated leather, but there is a little bit of damage to the driver's seat right here, where some of the leather has cracked between the perforations. Steering wheel is in good shape. The dashboard's modern and good looking. The aftermarket Navi that has been installed into where there used to be like a wallet shelf. It's like a kit specific for this car. And then here and here there used to be things on the dashboard that has kind of left a glue residue. Cigarette lighter. Here's another place for a wallet if you want. There's a matching one of those on the other side. Climate control is automatic, comes with a CD player and a tape deck. Doesn't smell bad inside the car. No sign of any smoking having been gone on in there. Here's the buttons for the seat heaters. I believe that's only in the front. There's an extra key in here. Weird, look at this. They used what looks like power window switches for the seats. These two are seats, and these two are seats, but those look like, why wouldn't they just use 4 of the same switches? Kind of weird. There is this, and then as you can see, vents go into the back through the console, kind of BMW 5 Series like. Okay, pretty clean in here. I mean, clean is relative for the age of the vehicle. but no stands or anything that's super concerning. The seat on this side has some wear as well, but I find the seats to be fairly comfortable. Okay, 280 horsepower, four-wheel drive. It is cool. There's a small rip in the door card here. You can probably push that in actually and glue it into place. And then the amount of space you get in the back, it's about what you would expect from a car like this. And you get your own ashtray in the back, which has never been used. Let's have a seat in here and see what it's like. Now this seat is in the full back position at the moment. And it gives you a reasonable amount of space. You sit up a little bit higher in the back, which I always think feels a little bit neat. Okay, and then the back seats here are adjustable for the amount of recline that they have, to a few different settings using that. That's up too high, but it gives you an idea. And then the design of that makes it pretty easy to pull and then push back with your elbow. Tinted windows in the back are standard, and comes with rain visors here. And roof racks, these ones here would be usable with either aftermarket or specific Nissan ones to put carrier on the top if you wanted. Okay, so I think a smart looking station wagon. I think having the extra power and the extra ground clearance is a little bit special. I like it. I like these Stageas quite a bit. Alright, so there you have it. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day.